Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for a round 2 match tonight in the 2024 Virtual 8-Ball World Championship. It's an all-England affair between MC_Clarkey and Spectredawn, going ahead at the top of the hour. Now, earlier on this afternoon, we had a one-loss side match between Fast Eddie from the States and Tam from Scotland. And Fast Eddie was the predicted favourite for the match. In the end, he won out 9-5. But if you find out that Tam had 3 goes at getting the 8-ball in and failed on 3 occasions, I think, it could have been a lot closer. Tam got into the habit of potting too many balls, I think. And that's what cost him in the end. With the ball tied up and stuff like that, when you keep trying to pot balls, you're really hoping to get really lucky to break out the final ball. So Eddie's through. Tam goes home. I'm sure he's glad it's all over. Welcome again to Bill. Bill predicting an 11-9 win to Spectredawn. I think it could go that either way, let's be honest. It could be a very good match. Now, Steve has messaged me. He said he's going to join us. I've got a quick tab. He won't probably be here at the moment. Let me have a look. No, he's not. He'll be there anyway. So, yeah, this promises to be a fairly classy match because these 2 guys can certainly move the cue ball, and well, big penalties to be paid for dry breaks in this match, I would think. So it's going to be of the highest order. That's what we would expect from these 2, but I think it could run very close. I mean, it's unusual somebody would run away with a match like this with 2 players of this quality up against each other, but strange things happen, we know. But it's all about capitalising and getting that advantage off dry breaks and stuff like that. But above all, it's about finding your way out. It's about seeing the problems, working out your route, how to deal with them, all the usual advice we give them. And we'll see who comes out on top in that. I suppose it might be worthwhile just having a reminder. We've got this match, of course. We've got One Pocket Slim against Slugs on Saturday, which is early in the morning. Slim may well do that himself, so that if you want to watch it, you can watch it when you get up in the morning. We've got Albinario against Rosin on the Sunday. We've got Cobra and Brainful out on the Sunday. We've got Sergaresh and Bobby Barris on the Sunday as well. That's 3. And then we've got Bankster and Coldest Pillow on Monday night. So that's the schedule. I'll do another quick tab. Good afternoon, good evening to Steve.
Good evening.
So here's a question. I heard about Hurricane Helena on the news heading towards Florida. I heard there's mandatory evacuations have been called, so it looks as if it's going to be zeroed in on Florida, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it could get ugly in the bend there between the main body of Florida and the Panhandle.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's your predictions for this then, Steve?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, Matt's been playing better. Spectredawn's all strong. The big question in my mind is, comes down to who knows how to play 8-ball.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we know that in this tournament, well, Semi-Pro knows how to play, but he bailed out. Albin knows how to play. Bedhead knows how to play. I think Cobra does. Cobra seems to be pretty smart. He seems to be able to figure most games out. The question in my mind is which one of these understands 8-ball strategy, because they're both very good players. I think the guy that plays better 8-ball is the guy that's going to win this match, and I don't know which one that's going to be.
Yeah.
Hey, Coldest B.
We've seen it today. We've seen it today where a player just keeps wanting to pop balls, and then you're hoping for that real bit of luck to get that final locked up ball out. And Tam just didn't know quite when to stop potting balls and maybe duck for cover. And Tam, the other major failing is if you get yourself on the 8-ball, you've got to pot it, and Tam failed on that 2 or 3 times. He was like a couple of racks down, got it back to 5 each, and then he fell away out of the game. So Fast Eddie got through this afternoon. But these two guys, as Steve said, it's knowing when to wind it in and when to go for the kill and when to deal with that problem ball. And Spectredawn gets lots of practice at that at 9-ball, but I keep saying 8-ball's a completely different ball game when it comes to it.
It is. There's something else too about rotation style games. Is there's a lot more area position, moving the cue ball long ways. 8-ball's more like straight pool. I would give style-wise, I would give Matt a slight advantage because he's got very good speed. He plays a lot of soft shots, and I think that's better suited to 8-ball than Spectredawn, who plays a lot of 9-ball. That said, that doesn't mean that I think Matt's going to win. I mean, I think this could go either way.
Well, that was a delay in getting in the room. The lag had been taking place. Spectredawn won the lag. He's got a number of balls in the break. And he's got a bit of picking to do here.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a soft break. The balls aren't spread really well. So this rack's going to be a little tricky to pick through. I mean, there's not anything that's a big problem. It's just, I would probably take the stripes here.
Oh, Larry's happy with some of the stats, Steve. He's happy with some of the stats.
I found that problem and the break, and I fixed it, but it hasn't been updated. I have to do a client update, but I did fix that problem. So thanks for that, Larry. It was just a dumb mistake. So when we do an update, that'll fix the successful break stat where you made a ball.
Well, welcome to Albie, welcome to Coldest Pillow, welcome to Larry and anybody else that's watching. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. There's 2 people on Twitch, I'm one of them.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch too.
We've got a prediction. Albin says 11-7 to Matt, and earlier on there, Bill has gone 11-9 to Spectre. Well, Albie's given it a bigger gap to Matt, so I think it could run very close.
Yeah.
But
if Spectre's making pretty short work of this rack.
Well, that's what I'm just going to say. If Spectredawn carries on like this, then Matt knows that he's got to be on that level as well. And both are well capable of it. Yeah. We are expecting good quality here.
Overhit that a touch, but you can't leave yourself behind a 3-ball, so you would kind of expect them to go a little long. This is a little more than expected, but
it gets loads of this stuff all the time. I mean, pretty much in the heart of the pocket.
Well, the guy's a really good shot maker, and he moves the cue ball well, so that's a pretty good combination. His weakness is, the moving game, but I think that's gotten better, but he does the other one so well.
Larry says Spectre's using his break. I didn't even pay any attention to the break.
Well,
is he going second ball?
Cheating. That's cheating.
Second ball or third ball, is it? Well, that's what you do. That's the most obvious thing you should be doing, is pinch somebody else's break if it's working for them and give it a go. Do whatever you can.
Well, this was an excellent break. I think he's probably going to end up taking solids. Although, you know, the one ball's not good either. This is
the 7 ball. You can get
it's
to
a
that
9,
off the 3 cutting across.
yeah,
But
the
not
7
now.
ball
Not now. You can't. You can't do that now.
The 9 and the 1 are the balls that are
Wait a minute. Hang on.
an issue.
That 7 ball. That 7 ball goes. It goes past the 13.
It goes. So he's. I don't know. I think he's going to shoot the 12 than the 13 here. I don't see. I mean, he could bank the 9, but unless you're real comfortable with that shot, it's not a really good shot. I think he'll go 12, 13. And
Coldest Pillar, you shouldn't even have mentioned that. Just steal the damn thing. Don't ask him. Just steal it.
Can I pinch? I thought Coldest Pillow was from the UK.
Yes, he is he not? He's got a Welsh flag, so.
Because pinch, that's a American saying. I mean,
no.
In the UK, you say nick.
No. You say in a pinch. We would say, well, he pinched that. He stole something. Yes,
no,
you can say nick.
You would say nicked it.
No, it depends where you are in the UK.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that.
I mean, you pinch that. We would probably say pinch, but most people would say pinch or nicked it is 6 1/2
Yeah, well, pinch is used in the US too.
What happened to Matt there?
He missed the 9 ball. He tried to cut the 9 ball down the rail, and yeah, this is going to cost him too. I mean, I can't imagine Spectredawn's not getting out here. I mean, the one ball's the trouble. If I was him, I'd go 5, 4, and bank the 1 because it's real easy to get on the 3 ball banking the 1.
Yeah, clear the 5, 4, and bank the 1. Yeah.
Yep. And its natural position on the 3, and all these top players bank pretty good now. Well, he hit that hard. I didn't like that shot.
He had a go at it there.
He's trying to hit the 1 ball. He came out okay, but I don't. That's just too unpredictable. He could bank it now, but I don't like that play because you don't know how it's going to end up. I would shoot the 4 and then bank the 1.
I mentioned earlier on.
I don't like this play either because
he's trying to bank it onto the 4.
Well, you could end up with a 1 ball on the rail and the cue ball lined up with the 1-3. I mean, a lot of bad stuff can happen. You're better off just making the 4 and then banking the 1.
Oh, hang on a minute.
This crap. Oh, look.
Well, he called the 4, Steve, all part of the rules.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, I didn't think we were going to see somebody shit out this early in the match.
Well, there you go. They all count at the end of the day.
Oh, boy.
But that's painful it's painful if you're Matt watching that.
Yeah, that hurts. That was total rubbish.
That's what I was saying earlier on today. I was mentioning in the stream that I had after the match that Balls had played against Bedhead. I typed in the chat in the lobby. I said to Balls, go and do yourself a favour and go and look at the stream. And he went and watched it, and he sent a nice response.
He's playing this wrong. This should be right English and shoot the 8 ball in the other side. And why do I say that? Because it's just much more natural shot.
Well, he's on the 8.
You don't want to use the left English there unless the right English shot in there.
Well, there's the first one missed, so Matt is going to steal the rack.
Well, maybe he felt guilty on the 4.
Yeah, Matt's going to think justice has been done. Well, I think you've got to pop one of these balls up table and get out into the table.
I would be shooting the 10 and bringing the cue ball in the middle of the table where you can shoot the 9 or the 11. So I don't like this play because if it's too easy to mess up the position.
I would have did what you said. I would get out in the middle of the table. I would have been much rather. Well, he's going to be inside for this 13.
Well, he cinched it, and that's fine. That was a smart play, cinching it. He just said, "I'll take this shot, longer shot.
Well,
Make sure I get on it."
he get muted. He get kicked for 4 hours last night, so there was no trouble from him then. He had come into the room, typed something very quickly, and then bailed out. But Steve caught him.
And Spectre shouldn't have missed that ball, but if he would have played the thing with right English, the line that the cue ball would have traveled on would be a lot closer to the line that he wanted to shoot the 8 ball, whereas the way he played it, it was coming across it a little more. And it's just little things. You know, that shot's probably 97% for Spectredawn, so that was the 3 missing. But the other one was probably 98 or 99.
Right, you play the combo here and you're on the solids, don't you? You've got to do that. You got to play the combo bottom left and get on the solids.
Well, he doesn't have to. He can shoot that 4 ball. It goes clean.
Looks as if he is playing it clean. Well, and then he's looking around again just to get. He's just double checking his bearings as to where he's going here. Well,
that's a funny play.
He's going to have to get good on this 4, or play another combo onto the 11, one of the two, and he's not got any ball sitting good to do that, so he might regret that.
Well, he can shoot the 1, and I mean, at this point with a player of this speed, you're not going to play to cover pockets. And I like that play because he's going into area where he's got multiple balls he can shoot.
Well, I suppose
I wouldn't leave the 6 and the 4 to last. That I don't really like.
Well, I think the 6 ball's the obvious ball, just to roll to the rail and get on the 4 and get out of there. You know, but maybe not now. But after the 7,
here
he could do it.
Shoot the 7. Yeah, I mean he's got himself in a. He may shoot the 6 ball here. I think he's almost got to.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Paul. He's a one-trick pony, Spectredawn. 9 ball, predominantly, obviously.
Well, when you got the skills this guy has, I mean, you can play any game. It's just. And
that's what surprises me, that he doesn't get himself into other big tournaments.
It's like the minutia. It's the little itty bitty things that don't matter when he's playing somebody that doesn't play his speed, but it matters a lot when he plays somebody like Matt or Cobra or Alvin or Bedhead. I mean, when he plays those guys, those little things that he doesn't know about 8 ball can cost him the match. When he's playing most of these other guys, he's going to win. Matt goes up, and that was on Spectredawn's break, so now Matt gets to take a whack at it.
Exactly it. Stole it off the break there. Or stole Spectre's break. Ball goes in. 8 ball. Well, the 8 ball is available.
11 doesn't go by that, so stripes may not be that wonderful. I think he'll be looking at solids here. I would shoot the 4 and probably play for the 2 here. Get to that real quick. Only problem with that shot is if you mess it up, you may not have a shot. But it's pretty easy to shoot the 4 and roll it at the 14. He's not going to do that. He's going to play the gap. Oh, didn't quite get it. Maybe he can shoot it. It's close.
Yeah, I think it's a bit tight. I mean, it's a bigger pocket. It could go off the 4 if he overcuts this slightly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he decides to do that. Most people are going to be a little uncomfortable trying to do something like that.
You look at it there, it looks too tight.
Well, he's still playing for the gap. Yep, now he's got it. Now he's not even looking at it. There he goes. I think he's got to shoot the 2 here. You want to get that 2 out of there.
Yeah. I think his main concern here is caught between, the 2 choices. He wants to deal with the 6 and the 1. that's up there. That's what he wants to do. He really wants to do that. Now he's thinking, how am I going to get back there?
It would have been nice to shoot the 6 if it was real easy to get on the 2, but it wasn't guaranteed. So he's going to try to play the 6 now. And I think that's a good strategy. Well, maybe he won't. It's a little tricky here with the 6 because you kind of got to come pretty close to the 10 to come out and be able to shoot the 4 directly. And he didn't.
Oh,
and that's,
tell a lie.
This is why I said that. He's got the combo, so he's okay.
My bad. I thought that was a 1 ball up top. It's a 9 ball.
Oh. Yeah, he's fine. I mean, he's on his combo real good. So it's going to be 3-1. And I don't think anybody can hold much of a lead in this match. Both these players are too good. We need more snooker players.
Did any of you guys watching this get a chance to see Mark Allen's 147 that he made in the British Open?
Nope.
Well, earlier today or whatever it was. He was on 72, 9 reds, 9 blacks, and he ended up coming off the black cushion, trying to miss a red to bump another red to hold for the red that he actually bumped by mistake. And he left himself absolutely nothing, no shot whatsoever. And he stood and looked at the pack of balls that were left, and he's looking, and he picked out what you would call in the States a bank combo, or a double plant, as we would say here, and he doubled the red into the middle pocket. But the first red that he potted to start the break, what a red that was. So that's him made 4 professional match play tournament 147s. Don't know whether he gets any prize for it, but it was a good 147 to watch. So we've got daylight early on in this match. And Spectredawn needs to respond.
Yeah, this is kind of a must run out here. I mean, it's not really any problems.
What's up with the lack of crowd? The prices? That's probably where has it been held? Has it been held in a football stadium or somewhere like that? You know, I saw an outside view of the venue. I'm not sure where it's been held, but obviously, if it's not a snooker playing part of the country, then you know there might be a lot of pensioners living around that area and they can't afford the prices to get in and watch it. But there's usually concession prices, or at least there should be, to fill the seats. But I think, to be honest with you, the tournament doesn't come alive till they get down to the last 16, you know, the quarterfinals. And then, of course, we'll get rid of these tables. We'll probably be down to 2 tables. Cheltenham, yeah, well, that's horse racing country, isn't it? It's not exactly a snooker bedrock when you think about it. So Spectredawn has at least stopped to flow at the moment, back to within 1. Matt's got a ball. Now, those 2 balls up in the top left where he's at the moment, well, you can obviously get to the 1 no problem out in the table if you're going solids, but he's going stripes.
I think he's going to go stripes. That's a better choice.
Now, the worry I would have with the stripes is obviously that 11 ball, and you know, getting good onto that.
Yeah, it's not bad because it goes in the corner, and the thing is if you play position for that 11 in the corner and you roll too far, then you have it in the side. It's, you know, he's good, but he's smart getting to this quickly.
Yeah. And now, looking at the table, where's the problem?
Well, the 13's a little funny because it doesn't go in all pockets. You could shoot it now, but it's a little tight past the 8. He's going to choose not to. And the 13, It only goes in 2 pockets that are full pockets. Watch out! Watch out! Oh boy, he almost locked himself on that.
See, this is what's again it just plays in your mind when you get that ball in that awkward sort of spot. You're running out of balls and you're thinking, how am I getting there?
Well, it's not something that should be a huge issue, but you know, it's that ball extender from the side pockets, and he's only got a couple pockets it goes in.
Bump
and
the 7,
that
and that's perfect.
makes it dangerous.
That'll do it.
Very well done.
Perfect line to bump that 7 ball or the 8. Mind you, if he bumped the 8, it'd have been short.
Soft draw here. Yep. Well done there. That's very good touch.
See, I like Matt's touch. He's got a
great
little
touch.
stroke.
Yeah. And that's well suited for this game. That was the difference I was pointing out at the beginning, is that he's got a lot of touch, which is a better style for 8-ball than Spectredawn, who plays more like a rotation player.
So the gap is there again.
Pint of Guinness is 780.
Where's a pint? Where's that?
Where the heck is a pint of Guinness 780? That's ridiculous.
Raise the price of a pint of Guinness from 7 to 780 from 750 for Cheltenham 225.
What the heck is Cheltenham?
Cheltenham's a race course in England.
Horses or cars?
Horses. There's a big races run at Cheltenham. I don't know much about horse racing at all. I don't know, but there's a big horse race, and maybe 1 or 2 big horse races held at Cheltenham. But
obviously, I don't follow it much, or I would have known what that was.
£7.80 for a pint of Guinness. That's absolutely stupid. That's like what, $13 or something for a pint of Guinness. I would never ever pay that.
What was it at the? What was it they were selling? They were selling. It was a mixed drink. They were selling at the U.S. Open. That everybody went crazy about. It was $25 for one.
See, that's just stupid.
Yeah, it was the U.S. Open tennis.
Crazy. Well, they charge ridiculous prices for strawberries and cream at Wimbledon. I mean, you probably won't get any change out of £10 for strawberries and cream at Wimbledon. Probably more than that. Yeah,
it was called the Honey Deuce, made with Grey Goose vodka. $25 a pop.
Yeah, we sell Grey Goose vodka. We sell that in the store.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It sells very well, by the way.
It's made with rye. It is a different tasting vodka. Most vodka, you can't tell the difference anyways. It's just filtered to death. But the Grey Goose is different. Well, this match is kind of going how I thought it would go, is that it's going to be close. Now, he's a little funny here. He's going to have to move the cue ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little straighter on than he wants to be here.
Now, is he trying to cut across, or is he trying to spin across behind the 8-ball and out the back of it?
You can go 2 rails above it.
Yeah, he's trying that. He's going to run into it, though.
See, I wouldn't have tried to go behind that. I would have tried to go above it, because getting behind it was hard. The other thing, you could try to force it straight across.
That was the only danger with that shot going forward, is running into the 8.
Well, you could have come shorter with less English and come up on the top side of it.
Perfect. That'll do nicely. Very well played.
Yeah.
Back to within
Good
1.
Shot making gets him out of it.
Now he's hoping he gets a run of the ball here in Matt's break.
Well, let's see how Matt breaks. I think that was a head ball. Might have been
Watch the cue ball.
Whoop. And that's not good.
There's the replay working. Cue ball tracking into the side pocket. Well, there's the break of the ball that Spectredawn was wanting. He's got it. Ball in hand. In the kitchen, though, isn't it, in this rule? When you scratch off the break.
I think so.
I think it is. Ball in hand in the kitchen. So this is This is a test for Spectredawn because he knows he can level the match from this opportunity. Decided to go stripes. He's got the 9 ball. Tell a lie, now I'm mistaking the 1 ball for the 9 ball. He's got the only 1 ball down here, the 12 ball, right next to that 8. So
yeah, I would like to get to that 12 ball early. I mean, because
yeah,
can you get on it where you can go from the 12 and shoot to 8 next?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, there's a big fail. That's a huge fail there. I think he had his eyes. Well, I think you're right, Steve. Look at where he is. He's on the 15, but I think he was trying to maybe get onto that 12.
Yeah.
And that's why he's took his eye off the pot.
Well, this is not a gimme. The 1 ball does go past the 6, and the 6 ball does go. So the 1 and 6, they both go. The 1's pretty tight. And where that 8 ball is tricky. I mean, this is not going to be easy rack for Matt to run out.
You're saying the 1 goes past the 6?
It does into one of the corners.
Yeah, it's very tight. You've got to be sitting right down the barrel in this 1 ball for it to pot. And
the 6 goes in no problem. So, I mean, you could shoot the 6 first. The 8's going to be an issue. Well, that was a little bit of a wild shot there. He turned the cue ball loose.
Now, he's got an angle. Well, see, the thing is, again, you've got isolated balls at both ends of the table, so he's got to commit.
I mean, ideally, you would want to shoot the 4 here and play position on the 6. And I'm saying that because the 2's a bailout ball.
Yeah, you've got the bailout. That's exactly it. You're right, and I think that's maybe the idea he's got here. Oh no, he's not got that right at all. Well, I presume I'm assuming he's played that badly. I can't believe he's played it to there to play the 2 ball to get down here for this 6 ball.
The 6 goes on both corners, so you would think that he would take this 3 rails. You got to stay high. You got to come pretty close to the 15 ball to get really good on the 6. He may try to go down to the other side. You know, you got to watch out hitting the 10. Nope, he's going to go the 3 rails. Got to hit this good.
Oh, he's brushed out.
Oh, he got a nick on the 11, but it's going to work out.
I think he's fine.
Well, he realized he had to be tight. He got a little too tight. That 6 ball goes no problem. May want to put a little right English on it. Throw it a little more. But it should go. Yep.
And the weight's perfect.
And that's a beautiful shot.
Absolutely perfect.
That makes life easy. Now you got to do is roll forward. This is where you don't want any lint in your mouse. Yeah, that was a very well done run out because that was not easy.
Spectredawn must have thought the inevitable was going to happen with that unforced error he made, and it's duly punished.
Well, Matt played so good in the what was it, the 10 ball? You know, he's ready to win one of these. I mean, obviously it's not going to be easy, but I think Matt is ready to win one of these things.
8 ball goes in on the break. 8 ball comes up. Other balls have gone in. Now, you've got 3 solids in this bottom half of the table as we look. 3 stripes. And you've got the 8 ball on its spot.
Well, that was no good. I think he was trying to bump the 7 ball there.
Bump the 7, yeah. So now he's got a problem.
Well, he can play the 12 off the 11, so he's okay still. I would shoot the 9 and try pay position on the 12 and play the 12 off the 11. That's the order I would go.
Well, that 11 looks just edging on a bit too far from the pocket in my eyes.
No, you just got to hit it firm. If you hit it firm, then the 12 goes sideways more. It goes in no problem. But you really should shoot the 9 here. Kind of hit a stun shot on it. He's going to come this way, and this should be fine. Now, the tricky thing here is the 11's close enough to the rail that if you hit it too fat, it's going to double kiss. So you can't hit this too fat. You've got to hit, and you've got to hit it hard because you're hitting not a big piece of it. And if you hit it easy, it may not go in. Although, seeing where it's sitting, you'd have to hit it real easy for this not to go in. I think even medium speed it goes. And what's he doing here?
I
He's
don't
not
think
going to shoot it?
he's quite committed himself either way yet.
Maybe he doesn't like the angle on the.
Yeah,
he's trying to get to it that way. See
he
that?
was trying acrobatics.
That was so that again, it's like.
Now that tells you that he clearly didn't think it was a good shot to play that.
That was a very, very easy shot. The only way you could mess that up is either hit it way thick or way thin. I mean, there was a pretty big area of the ball that you could have gone to there.
Well, Matt's just killed two birds with one stone there. He's cleared up the 7, and he's also bumped that 11 ball onto the 12 and left more trouble for Spectredawn should Matt break down.
Paul says, let's ask Albin first. Well, I mean, obviously Albin is one of the favorites. I mean, he plays great straight pull, and that right off the bat makes him a great 8-ball player. But there's a reason why we play these. I'm not giving this to Albin yet. He's probably the favorite to win it, but there's some other guys like Bedhead and Cobra. I think Matt. We'll see. Maybe maybe One Pocket Slim will come back and take revenge on him. There's some good players in this thing. Larry, maybe you'll just figure out you want to win one.
Well, I'm surprised.
Larry plays good 8-ball.
I'm surprised he broke out the 7 and he never took it. But he's got himself on it now.
Yeah, he's a little funny here. He may just draw back off this 3-ball. I think that's what he's going to do. You got to watch out for the scratch here.
It's a big bailout, this.
Now, in real life, this shot, there's a real danger of scratching in the corner pocket because you're hitting it hard and your stroke may not go straight. Oh, I can't believe he hit it that way. Oh, I didn't think. See, he had an angle where he could bring it back straight to the short rail. I'm very surprised he came onto the long rail there. He's lucky he didn't scratch. I was just saying, in real life, that was a possibility. I don't think in VP that's such an issue here, and he almost kerplunked.
Well, now it's an interesting match. A 3-rack gap, an alternate break. Roll of the ball's going to have to go against Matt here, I think, for Spectredawn to get back in it.
Replay that break, you. Let's see how he hits this thing. I think he's trying to break second ball, but that looked like he hit the head ball on the side first.
Well, he's got 2 in the break. Now he's looking at the combo here, I think. And that 8-ball's in an ugly spot.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially if you leave the 7 for last.
Yeah, I mean, it's always handy having an adjacent ball, round about the 8-ball somewhere.
It's always worthwhile looking and seeing, hey, is there a ball that I can get to the 8 easily from? I mean, in a lot of situations, you want to leave a ball that's up table just because the path you can run is really easy and to come down table for the 8-ball. In this situation, I don't think you want to run a long path if you can avoid it.
Well, no.
See, I would have rather been shooting the 1 ball and then the 7, and he's not going to be able to do that. And that 2 ball's that ball extended from the side pocket that is real easy to get the wrong angle on, which he just did. See, that's why it's dangerous to leave these balls extended, because you can come out with a funny angle. Now he's on the wrong side of it. He may do a big draw shot.
Well,
Or,
I'm looking at why he doesn't take the 7 and just roll the 2 into the side and roll around for the 8.
That was well played because it
Well,
was
he's
easy
good
to
now.
overcook that and get behind the 8.
He's good now.
Yeah, well, Matt makes good execution choices. I don't think the pattern was great, but he figured out how to make it work.
I don't forget. I think that really the last time Spectredawn has really done anything was that missed shot he had, that unforced error, and suddenly the scoreboard's 7-3. And now Spectredawn's got to break like a god and pot everything if he's going to stay in touch.
Larry's saying you got to. I wouldn't call it kill English. You mean draw the ball on a break? Well, I mean that's really a given if you're breaking to the second ball, that you're going to have to draw the ball and potentially put a touch of English on it, outside English on it, depending on how you're hitting it. Well, he's got a good safety if he wants to play safe. I'm not sure that he will, but he could just roll up on the hit to 14 and roll up on the 7.
Well, I think he's reckoning that his odds are pretty good to get a breakout here with that. With this shot right now, that's what he's going to. No, he isn't.
Yeah.
That must go at the back of the bunch there. Yeah, it does go.
Well, yeah,
he's
and this
going to
is
get the
pretty easy to
breakout
move
now.
it. I think you want to hit this firm and get into the 7. Make sure you have a shot on 11 next. I would hit this and make sure I ran into the 7 ball with a little bit of speed so the cue ball wants to go through it. See, he didn't hit it hard enough.
Yeah.
You hit that harder and the cue ball goes through and you're on the 11.
Left
He's
it
still
a wee bit short.
So one thing about playing safe right after the break, there's a couple reasons to do it. One reason is because you've only got a shot at one kind of ball, a stripe or a solid. And the shot that you have, the balls are terrible. You want the other ones, but you don't have a shot. So that's a good time to play safe. Another reason why is, let's say that you're sort of in that same situation where one is good and the other's not. You can try to force your opponent to take the ones that are bad by putting him in a position where the only shot he has is to pocket one of those bad ones, and there's no easy safety. So you're forcing him to take the bad ones.
Yeah.
I don't see players do that on VP. I mean, it doesn't come up that often, but it does come up. It's a little very subtle, savvy move of one to do that. It comes up in bar table more because the tables aren't so open. I mean, on these big tables, it's mostly going to be break and run out.
Well, that shot that Matt just played there, that wasn't a pot. That was he just played to keep the 15 ball in play, because obviously he's now got the 9 ball tied up.
Yeah, and this is a very doable run out, though. I mean, you're gonna get the 4 out of there. I mean,
yeah, but you know.
So now all you got to deal with is the 3, and you can actually play position on and shoot the 3 up table. I mean,
Matt wasn't in a good position for a start.
Yeah.
He knew that ball was locked up. So, but what he has done is psychologically, with a 7-3 lead, he said to Spectredawn, right, well, let's see what you can do.
Well, I didn't see the exact shot he played.
He just banked. He just banked the 15 onto the rail and banked it, behind the 8 ball there.
Yeah, he
now
probably
he's going
did the
for
right
the cut
thing,
in the 3.
not running out. The question is,
or is he stunning the 7?
Do as good as he could have with the ball positions.
Are you going to stun the 7? And that's a bit straight to stun.
It's kind of straight. Yeah, I mean, he's funny. Now he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden it's like, how do I get to the 3?
Well, he's hedging his bets here to cut this and spin it across.
He's got to hit it with inside. All kinds of things can go wrong. You can hit it too hard and get behind the 12. You can bump the 12 and get behind the 12. You can get on top of the 3. There's all kinds of stuff that can go wrong.
Well, he's landed good.
And he hit it perfect. You spin over just a little more, and all of a sudden you could end up being hooked. Yeah. But he's good now.
Well, Matt did ask the question.
Well, he's got to figure out how he's going to get on the 8 ball. That's probably good enough. Is he going to roll this and bump the 15? Or is he going to draw it?
It's not a gimme, this 8
well,
ball.
It is, no, it's not. And it's kind of funny. I mean, you hit this at a little too much speed, you go right around that 15 and scratch. And, yeah, this is a funny little shot here. I'll tell you what, visually, even if you know that you're going to hit the 15, this is visually a scary shot.
Yeah, I don't like the look of it myself from this end.
Yeah, Larry, so you're putting a little bit of outside English on it.
Wow.
And he decides to draw it and he misses it.
It was the country mile away from it.
Well, but that's...
Well, Matt wins a psychological battle there.
Yeah, he got funny, and that was... Yeah, he couldn't convince himself to hit... I thought the shot was just to roll it,
just
let
roll
the cue ball
yeah.
bump the 15. But, you know, that it's hard to convince yourself when it looks like, geez, this is going in the side pocket.
Well, I'd be much happier potting the 9 and just running the cue ball out, but if it goes into the side, it does plenty of room. Yeah.
Yeah, you want you definitely want that little bit of outside. You want like a little stun draw. You want a little bit. It depends on how the rack's breaking. On VP, it's probably more of a stun with a little bit of with right English. You know, you got too much right English when the ball starts going across the outside English. When the ball starts going across the table in the other side pocket, that's when you got too much.
I'm going to stick my neck in the block. This match is over. I cannot see such a failure happening to Matt that's going to get Spectredawn back into this. Matt just has to do what he's doing.
Well,
time will take its course with
alternate break. Yeah, with alternate break, it's and he's looking at a pretty good rack here.
This isn't just a gap. This is a chasm. This 5 racks advantage is huge.
Yeah. I think what you can see from Spectredawn is he's just not comfortable playing 8 ball because you get these situations where you're not quite sure what to do.
Yeah,
you got any kind of doubt. Next thing you know, you're making bad shots. Normally you wouldn't.
Well, he's so used to having an open table. You know, all this acreage to run cue balls around into spots. 9 balls, a completely different game. Far easier. He's far more comfortable at it. And you put 15 balls on the table, it's a different game altogether.
Well, I don't think he has a comfort level. I mean, obviously, his execution's good enough to play this game very well, but I don't think he's comfortable with the thought process. And when you play pool, to play really well, it's got to be automatic. Like, you look at it and you know what to do. When you got to have to start thinking about it because you don't play the game a lot, then that can take you out of it. Well, this is certainly missable.
This is not great.
He's got a full pocket, but again, this is one of those shots visually.
Perfect, that'll do it.
No problem there. Well, this is. I think I'm beginning to think you're right, Hugh. That this is over.
There's just no way. I mean, I'll stake my life on it. There's no way. It'll be a miracle.
Now, see where the cue ball went there? That's what you don't want. You don't want the cue ball going down to the end rail. He probably clipped the head ball, and if you get you can get maybe a teeny bit of it, but you get too much of it, and then that's what the cue ball is going to do. It's going to go to the end rail.
Well, I'm giving him this rack right now. I'm giving him this. Where's this going to go wrong?
Yeah, well, I could figure out a way. I wrote the book on a million and one ways to screw up your run out.
That's where it's going to go wrong, Steve. He's not sitting pretty here, but and then he's
already
going to.
This is already just funny. Well, what you want to do is hit this not too hard and bump the left side of it and go, you know, towards the pocket where the 3 is, just like that. That was well played. The thing about good players is not only do they not screw up as much, but they recover better too. So that's why it's hard to beat good players, because they make less mistakes, and when they do make a mistake, they recover much better.
They're really good at sort of dealing with it.
Well, Matt just needs to keep doing what he's doing. I'm going to get behind him and watch this break. He's definitely breaking on the second ball. And now
he's gone to the top rail as well.
He had a little left English. He's mainly just trying to hit the ball really solid, which maybe you can get away with a little bit more on VP than you can in real life. In real life, you're going to have to get a little lower Q-tip and maybe get a little more English.
He's looking at that's tight past the 8 to get to the 4. Got that. So where's the problem balls on the table for Matt? Well, the answer to that is getting back to the 2. That's where the problem lies.
Yeah, and he's probably going to end up leaving that for last, which...
I mean, let's be honest, the left-hand side of the table is wide open to get to the 2.
Yeah, but, anything past the side pocket is going to be really good.
You've got to get there. You don't want to believe it. Well, I mean, I suppose if you left yourself in the middle of the table with a bedhead cut, you could go up and down to get an 8 ball. That wouldn't be necessarily a disaster.
Yeah, Matt's really improved. I mean, he's always had good touch, but he just doesn't miss as many balls as he used to. I think his pattern play is better. I think mentally he's better. He's kind of settled in. He's just playing with a lot of confidence. This isn't the greatest pattern to get on the 2, but he's in a good spot. I mean, you couldn't get any more perfect than this. He'll go past the side pocket. Yep, and that's perfect. So I would hit this with right myself.
A wee bit of right, just to
kill it a little. Yeah.
Get it, open it up a bit. That'll do it. And it's tough if you're Spectredawn watching this, because you know the inevitable is going to happen when you look at the lay of the table.
Well, when you get this many breaks to win, it would be a huge fail for Matt not to win from here, just because he's going to get to break, like 6 times?
He's on the hill. Well, that cue ball stayed above the pack this time.
Yeah, and that's a good shot. That's what you want the cue ball to do there, kind of go back and forth, not get up to the side pocket where it can scratch.
Now then.
Now, the interesting thing is, I remember watching, at one point they were playing the World, what was it, the US Open 8 ball. At one point they were playing it on bar tables. And I remember watching all the players, every single player that I watched, except for one, broke from the center. The only guy that broke from the side and hit the second ball was Dennis Okoilio, who is, he's no slouch. So, but it was interesting that everybody else was breaking from the center.
Well, what difference did that make for him? Did he go on to win it?
No, he actually lost to my buddy Ernesto Dominguez. I think, breaking from the center, if the balls are breaking good, is advantageous because you can control the cue ball much better. you're not going to get. Well, the disadvantage is that if you hit it bad, you can scratch pretty easily. But the advantage is if you're always hitting it good, it's very difficult to scratch because you hop the cue ball back and get it out of the traffic. And the other thing about it is it opens up the balls better, so it's easier to run out. On the bar table, if you're hitting a second ball, you're going to get tables that, or the balls go across and they come to one side and you get a lot of congestion. So it's hard to run out. If you're the lesser player, breaking from the side is a pretty good strategy because it's going to make the tables tough. You know, if you move well, but maybe you don't run out as good.
Well, you see what difference it makes to have two guys that can pop balls on a more regular basis. Watch that cue ball.
Watch out.
That's gone.
And the comeback is on.
There's a little bit of favour that Spectredawn needs, but this match has just gone 50 minutes old, and Matt's sitting on the hill.
Maybe we should have made it race to 13 winners. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Spectredawn runs us out and breaks and runs out. All of a sudden it's 10-7, and you know, Mass Sphincter could tighten up a little bit.
Then it gets interesting, but it's still a tall order that strange things do happen, but are unlikely.
Hey, you're never out of it. I mean, you got to have zero give up in you.
Now that 13 ball goes into the side. I think it's the 13 that's next to the 7. Oh no, tell that it's a 12. But so he's got to be concerned about that.
I mean, this table is.
Or it goes into the corner, obviously.
He doesn't have the angle on the 13 to get to it now. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I would imagine he's going to shoot the 11 or the 15. If you wanted to shoot the 12 next, you could get to the 12 from the 11. He's not going to do that. I'm not sure I would have shot that 13 because you could have used that 13 to get on the 12.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I don't really like that choice.
See, now he's got yardage to go to get there, but he's got there.
Yeah, and that's really all he needed to do. The rest of this table is pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm going that. Yeah, see, now he's worried about the 4 ball. Yeah, he's now caught in two minds here with this setup. I mean, he's going to cut the 10, and he knows he's going to come across here. Is he going to try and come back across, or try to hold it? Yeah, he's trying to hold it, and he's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's amazing how a ball, where it's set, it just plays in your mind when you're looking at that 4 ball. You know you're cutting that 10 ball, and you want to stay well away from the 4. Well, Spectredawn's really done what he's been asked of in these last 3 racks. You know, the balls have been there to be potted, and he's done it. That's all he can do, and then hope to stay alive. So Matt did him a favour, and now he's got added pressure on his own break to get a ball, and I don't think he has. And this is what the frustration is with the 8 ball. You know, he's a good couple of racks that he's won, and now he comes up dry. And this table is not sitting ugly, by the way. Spectredawn thinks it's all over right now, and I would hedge my bets and say it probably is. These solids look pretty good. The stripes look pretty good. It's take your pick. 8 ball right now. In fact, the 8 ball's in the same position it was last rack, I think, there or thereabouts. Just sitting off that side pocket. "11 is too long for an old man," so I presume Larry's referring to himself. So Matt's committed to the solids, and unless he has a disaster,
Whoa.
well, he's
Not sure where he's going there, but he's still
got,
okay. He's got enough balls.
Got the bailout balls to deal with. But he's blocked himself. Has he got onto that? No, he hasn't. He can't see any of them.
I think you want to shoot 7.6 here because it's natural shape off the rail to come in between the 14 and the 10. And you got 3 balls there. You're going to get on one of them.
Going inside.
He's going to go to the side pocket after this. And I think that's probably a pretty good play.
1 into the side, 3 into the corner, 8 for the match. Is he? Or is he maybe playing the 3 long? Well, looking at the angle he's got, he's just going to run through, yeah. Well,
nice little kind of a touch little.
I'm going to stick my neck out again. I'm stick my neck out again here and saying that this is the quickest match of the tournament. It's 55 minutes old.
Well, really well played match by Matt. Spectredawn kind of looked like somebody that doesn't play 8-ball.
I can't really fault Matt. I mean, I think he had a pretty solid game. Did he miss any pots, Matt?
Yeah, he missed the 9-ball. He missed at least one. I remember the 9-ball early on he missed. He didn't miss much.
That's a pretty good stat as far as I'm concerned.
And he played good patterns. He moved the cue ball well, made a lot of good decisions. I mean, that's...
no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the what do you call it? The stats. Where are we? We need to see the stats for this match.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty good for Matt. And that was...
where are we? Spectredawn and MC underscore, and then I'll put C. Hang on a minute. See if that works. There we go. And we're going to look at the break stats. Matt 8 breaks, 5 racks run. Spectredawn 9 breaks and 5 racks run.
Yeah, well, the problem for Spectre wasn't running balls.
And 2 fouls from Matt in the break. Need 2 scratches.
Yeah, and that's what hurt Matt is the scratches.
Well, there's the big stat there. If you look at that, there's 8-ball shot. I mean, that is 8 shot and 6 have gone in. So
that really hurts.
They're minute stats to look at, but they're actually huge when you look at it. When you consider Matt had 7 racks run, 11.
Go back to the common stats.
You've got win percentage 64%, 91 ball shot, 91 9 made. Where did he make a mistake then?
That can't be right.
Because that's about as bugging me. Why is that stat showing 100% for both of them?
Because if you make balls more than 1 ball on the break.
Ah, right, yeah. Aye, right. So that it's still strange looking. It looks too good.
There was some safety play, although not much in this match. But this is the nature of 8-ball on a big table. You're not going to see so much safety play. You're going to see a lot of running out. Right.
Well, let's now look and see how that bracket shapes up after that result. So Matt's now through to round 3. At the moment, we've got these matches all. Well, the one between Rabbit and where am I looking here? It's Coldest Pillow and Bankster are still to play. They're all scheduled, and
that's on Monday.
Yeah, and then further down you get the Brainful Out Cobra match to come, and then you've got Matt. Well, there's a match and a half, isn't it? Round 3, you've got Matt against Bedhead.
Yeah, this lower bracket's a killer.
That will be good.
If you're in the lower bracket, because you got Alvin, Bedhead, Matt, Spectredawn, the lower half of the bracket was pretty tough this time.
Well, there's Albie up against Rosen or Rosen. and Hazard is waiting in round 2 for that match. But there's the match of the tournament there. If that wasn't one right now tonight, you've got Matt against Bedhead. And of course, Bedhead is a former 8-ball world championship winner from 2000 and whenever, 2001.
I think that match is too close to call. They both move the cue ball well. They both pocket balls well. They both play good 8-ball.
Well,
that's a tough match to call.
I'll say this: if Matt plays as solid as he did tonight, it's going to be a tough tie for Bedhead, and likewise both ways. Bedhead was strong in his match against balls.
I think Matt's game is very well suited to 8-ball, but Bedhead, his game's good for 8-ball too, and Bedhead banks better than Matt, which can be big in 8-ball because a lot of times you're going to end up having to shoot bank shots.
Yeah. Well, that is it, folks. That was it was high quality.
Look who's in here shouting in the lobby.
Oh, the usual. That's probably more shredding music that he's posted the link for. Hear this, guys. Never do yourself a favour. Never click any of Stubbs' links. It's a total waste of time. It's all crap that you get. Just an incessant noise in your ears. Which basically, if you were in a room next to him, it's probably incessant noise you'd get from him as well if he was speaking. But
so
anyway.
If anybody cares, the U.S. is up in all 4 matches in the President's Cup right now.
Oh,
they're only up one for all 4.
That's a second-rate Ryder Cup, isn't it?
Hey, it's good. They're playing the Efren Cup. It's here coming up, don't you?
You said about that. That's in the Philippines, isn't it? Where they're playing.
Yeah.
It's imminent.
I mean, it's going to be. So the team is set for Asia. So let me tell you who's on the team because I was just looking at it this morning. So the Asia team is Carlo Beato, Aloysius App,
Aloysius
Johan Chua, Koping
Chung.
No, not Koping. Koping Yi.
Koping
Yi. And then what the hell? I'm trying to. Duong, the Vietnamese guy. Now I will tell you right now, there were plenty of Filipinos that played better than Duong. Not that he's a bad player, but I think what they were trying to do is, they've got a guy from Taipei, Vietnam, 2 Filipinos, and Yaps from, I believe, Singapore. So they kind of spread it out because you could have put 5 Filipinos on this team.
See, I would love to watch that. The problem is it's going to be a crazy time zone. That's the problem with it. I presume Sky's covering it. It's a Matchroom organised thing, is it not?
Yeah, it's a WNT thing.
Well, no,
WNT is Matchroom.
I'll see highlights on YouTube. They post, an edited highlights of it. I'll see that on YouTube because I'm subscribed to Matchroom anyway. So that's the only way I'm going to see it. I mean, unless I'm on a day off and I'm up in the middle of the night, that's the only way I'm going to get a live stream of it. Well, so I think that's about it. I think everybody's left the building anyway, and I can get to bed. No, wait a minute. What's that? What's Paul saying? I hope US or Europe wins the Reyes Cup. I'm so sick of Filipinos in pool. They should get a real job.
Well, I mean that is their real job. I mean, most of those Filipino players are from the poor side of the Philippine. The 90+% that are very poor. So most of those players, it's a big deal for them.
I would imagine they get into gambling quite young in the Filipinos.
I know Johan Chua came from terribly poor roots. And, I mean, this is what happens is the rich guys start betting on them when they're like 12, 13 years old. Mm-hmm. Any of them that have potential. they start getting backed when they're young teens, and by the time they're 18, they've been playing money matches for 5 or 6 years, and they're very tough players. But most of those guys don't come from money.
It's a route.
They're not rich like you, Paul.
Yeah, but it's a route out of poverty. But it's a tough route, especially when you come up against the class.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a recommended profession. It's but there's a lot more money in pool now. I mean,
well, the matchroom events, whether you like matchroom or not, I mean, they've been great. I keep saying this, they've been great for darts.
Phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, Petter Gorse won $250,000 for winning the world championship this year, and that's some serious money. You
get the sponsorship deals coming in, and you get all the more tournaments, so they can't say they've not got enough opportunities to win money. And the snooker players aren't complaining anymore. I mean, they've got a great life now. If you're good enough and you're consistent enough, you can earn a living now.
But yeah, I mean, it's still very tough. I mean, Josh Roberts, who I know pretty well, he's from South Carolina. He's easily top 5 in the U.S. in playing like 9-ball. Probably top 3 in one pocket, and he's an electrician, and he's an electrician because he has 6 kids.
Let me just scare these guys.
And he can't afford to go running all over the world in hopes that he's going to win enough money to support 6 kids. Well, then it's you and everybody else there, Paul. I mean, there really isn't much of a middle class in the Philippines, is there? I thought it was like Mexico. You have a lot of wealth. You have a small segment that's wealthy, and everybody else is pretty poor.
I don't think there's many categories below middle class, Paul.
Well, I don't think there is much of a middle class in the Philippines.
Other than living in the streets.
Maybe it's getting better. But Mexico's like that. I mean, in Mexico, you have very wealthy people, and then you have very small middle class. Most people are poor.
They're all the drug dealers. That's why they're rich.
Well,
that's the profession they all want to get into in these countries. Oh dear.
I mean, it's tough in some countries.
Well, here's a doubles 3-cushion match going on. It's a race to 10, and Jose and Hairpig are trailing by 9 points to 8 against Dwight and that guy with the funny name.
He's a Mercedes fan, I guess.
Is that what it is? Is that
55X AMG? Yeah, that's got to be a Mercedes.
I have not got a clue.
An AMG Mercedes.
All I know about cars is they've got 4 wheels and a steering wheel and 2 or 3 pedals, and you press them and you move the gear stick and it goes. That's all I know about cars.
And you plug them in to charge them.
Well, not mine. You don't. That's coming. But the thing is, I mean, if you come to this country, Steve, and you settle down and you got yourself an electric car, you're really going to have to be living down in London. You come up to Scotland, you've got zero chance of charging your car.
Well, if you have a house, you can charge it. I don't know how many apartments have chargers, but if you got a house.
But in terms of everybody switching over to electric vehicles, there's a slim chance of that happening for quite a while. Basically, gas would have to run out completely, and then they're committed to it. I was watching a program. I don't know whether it mentioned this, but I think it was either Sweden. It's one of these Norwegian countries, and they have a test. They had a test road, and you know how. Well, you call them dodgems over here, or bumper cars at the fair or whatever. But they had a test road built. Well, where you put the only actual digging you have to do is just to dig a strip in the middle of the road, and you put a metal strip down. It's hooked up to the grid, the electric grid, and then the cars have a metal strip hanging down, or a couple of metal strips hanging down in the bottom, and all you need to do is just drive your car along the middle of the road, follow the strip. The strips will latch onto the electrical connection, and that's you connected to the grid. Now, to install that in how many hundreds of thousands of miles of roads around the world, that would cost a fortune. And
yeah, I don't think that's not going to be the future.
That's a huge. I mean, that's Star Trek in the future. That. But,
yeah, that's not going to be the future.
They
it's
did
going
it
to
as
be
an
plugging into the
experiment.
wall.
Well, like, yeah, they did it as an experiment, and then they're ripping it all up. I think they only did it for a few months. Well, this match is on a knife edge here. We've been 5 minutes watching it, and nobody scored a point.
All right, I got to go do stuff. Thanks for doing the stream, Hugh.
Right, Steve. We'll see you again sometime in the future, no doubt. Take care.
Yep.
I'll
Good
stick
night,
and watch
guys.
this. See you later. I'll stick and watch the end of this just to keep the pressure on these guys. Well, this is a thin edge and 2-3 rails to get to the one, isn't it? Just like a couple of banks across the table. That's all I see, not being a 3 cushion player. Yeah. Oh no. Well, the thing is, he didn't go for the thin edge. He went for the slam. I would have played that slightly better than that. Not to be too critical, but I would have played that thin edge and gone a couple of banks across the table to try and get to that one. Here's the expert speaking. Oh, close but no cigar. Chance to go hill. Now, this type of shot, I have no clue whatsoever here with this thing. None whatsoever. Well, Dwight tried my idea from the last shot. Oh, this might be good. Well, here we go. Or was it 3 rails? Yes, it was. So, chance to win the match here, Hairpig. No pressure, but he's got to go tight. Oh, he's going multi-rails. And a class finish from Hairpig. I'm glad I got that in video for him. So stolen at the end there, pickpocketed by Hairpig. And Jose for a 10-8 win. Well done to those guys. Right, that is it, folks. Thanks for staying with it. Well done to Matt. Very good performance from Matt against Spectredawn. A match that was all over in barely 55 minutes. And he marches on. He's going to have to be at the same level. Well, a very good level against Bedhead in his next match. Good luck to them. I hope to be able to get that one. So till we meet again, folks, I'm going to bid you good night. And thanks for your company again. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. That's the usual thing that I never ask people to do. Do it if you want. Don't do it if you don't want to. So take care and good night. Now, am I going to hit the right button this time? Hang on a minute. No, I didn't. See you later, folks.
pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.